Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I hope you and your families are all doing well and safe. Today, we're going to talk about factoring trinomials with subtraction. Now, this is very similar to factoring trinomials with addition, but there are just two small changes, and I will go over them as we go over the steps. All right, so just like before, you're looking at your trinomial here. You have m squared minus 6m minus 7. Now, there is nothing else you can do. You can't combine anything because they are not like terms, so guys, you have to factor. So according to step one, the first thing you have to do is set up two sets of parentheses. All right, so we go down, start with two sets of parentheses. Step two says the first sign always goes into the right parenthesis. So you take your first sign, that's right here, and that always goes down right into the right parenthesis. Now, this is where it changes from the other lesson on addition. If the second sign is negative, now you go to the second sign, notice that's a negative, then signs in the parentheses will always be different. So you're either going to have plus minus with these or minus plus always. And that's when your second sign is always negative. So I have a negative, that means signs have to be different. So therefore, if this is a minus, I have to make this a plus. All right, and now we factor like we did before. You factor m squared, you get m and m. And now you want to factor 7, guys. Now I chose this number on purpose because it's a prime number, and the only factors for 7, guys, are 1 and 7. And I did that just to get you kind of going through the steps. So what does it say to do? We find the square root, right? We did that. And now factor the last number, 7. We did that. But now instead of adding factors, because there's a subtraction sign here, you want to subtract factors. So 7 minus 1 gives you 6. Does this 6 match the 6 here? Absolutely. So 1 and 7 are your factors. Always remember to put the smaller number first, larger number second. Let's look at another one. You have x squared plus 2x minus 8. Guys, you cannot do anything but factor that. So therefore, we need two sets of parentheses. First sign always goes to the right. Second sign is minus. That means signs are going to be different, guys. Therefore, if this is plus, we make that a minus. Factor your x squared, you get x and x. Now you pull out the last number here, which is 8, and our factors of 8 are 1 times 8, 2 times 4. Now, remember, with a subtraction sign here, that means we subtract the factors. 8 minus 1 gives you 7. 4 minus 2 gives you 2. Well, what do I have here? I have a 2. That means the 2 and 4 have to be my factors. 1 and 8 do not work. So we put the 2 first, we put the 4 second. And guys, that is factoring trinomials with subtraction. Now let's look at another one. You have r squared minus 7r minus 18. Again, first steps are the same. Two sets of parentheses. First sign always goes to the right. Second sign is a minus sign. That means signs are going to be different. Well, so if this is minus, that has to be plus. Factor r squared, you get r and r. Now you got to factor 18. Now what I just want to review with you quick, we talked about this in the last lesson, and I also did a separate lesson on finding factors with the calculator, guys. You go to your calculator. Now, by the way, let's clear all the memory out of the calculator. I had also talked about that last week as well, and that is very important when you're taking your Regents exam. So remember, to clear the memory of your calculator, you hit second function, plus sign, 7, 1, 2. Okay? And now, guys, just keep also in mind that if you're watching this video and you missed the buttons I told you, just pause the video and it comes in right over here. Second, plus, 7, 1, 2. These are the last buttons that I hit. So now that we cleared the RAM, we cleared all the memory. Let's take it from the top. It says hit the y equals button. Put the number, in this case it's 18 divided by x. So 18 divided by x, which is the x time button. And then you just hit second graph. And this way, guys, you can always get the factor of any number they give you. No matter how big or small it is, it doesn't matter whether you know the factors or not. The calculator will give you and list all factors. Just find the word error and then write the factors that are below. In this case, we have 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. So you have 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Now, we use subtraction to find which of these sets of numbers belongs in here. So 18 minus 1, guys, that gives you 17. Do I have a 17 here? No, so that's not my answer. 9 minus 2, that gives you 7. Boom. And that's what we want because we have a 7 here. So our 7s match. Therefore, you put 2 first and you put 9 second. Those are your factors. Let's do some more practice. X squared plus 2x minus 35. Once again, guys, do you take it from the top? You have a trinomial, 2 sets of parentheses. First sign always goes to the right no matter what it is. We don't care what it is. This is what we care about. Second sign is a minus. That means our signs are going to be different. So if this is minus, if this is plus, this has to be minus. Factor x squared, you get x and x. And then, guys, to get the square root of, oh my God, I'm sorry, not the square root. You get the factors of 35. That was crazy. 1 and 35, 5 and 7. Now we're looking for the set of factors that gives us a 2. Well, guys, looking at it real quick, 7 minus 5, that's what gives you 2. Put the smaller number first, the large number second, and that's factoring trinomials. Easy. All right, guys, let's look at another one. So again, x squared plus 10x minus 24, 2 sets of parentheses. You're factoring a trinomial. First sign always goes to the right. Second sign is minus. That tells us signs are going to be different. So if you have a plus here, you have to put a minus here. Factor x squared, you get x and x. And now, guys, you factor 24. Now, listen, you might not know all the factors of 24. So again, you can use the calculator, use the buttons or the steps I showed you on the previous page. But the factors of a 24, guys, are 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. This is where the subtraction rule comes in because you have a bunch of factors here. We're not sure always which ones work. Be careful. This subtraction sign tells you to subtract, though. So we're looking for 10 when you subtract. Well, 24 minus 1 is 23, so that does not work. 12 minus 2, guys, that's what gives you the 10 you want. So therefore, the factors you need are 2 and 12. Remember, the smaller number always goes first. Okay, so now let's take a look at a part 2 on a Regents question. It says, if the area of a rectangle is expressed as x squared plus 9x minus 36, then what would the length and the width of the rectangle be? Now, guys, let's say for a second you forgot or just don't know that area equals length times width of all rectangles. Be careful with a problem like this. Let me write the problem out. X squared plus 9x minus 36. I can't tell you how many times when I'm grading a Regents exam, I see students leave a question like this blank because they get all caught up on area of a rectangle. Oh my God, what's the length and width? I have no idea what is happening here, right? Here's the deal. I don't care what the problem says in this case, okay? Because the bottom line is when you see x squared plus 9x minus 36 in this situation where there's no other polynomial in part of the problem, the only thing you can do no matter what this problem says is factor. That's it. So don't get caught up on what you know about area of a rectangle if you happen to forget it and you're not sure. Don't leave this question blank. No matter what, factor the trinomial. You know you need 2 sets of parentheses, so do it. Don't leave it blank. First sign always goes to the right. Second sign is minus, guys. That tells us signs are going to be different. So if this is a plus, this has to be a minus. Factor x squared, you get x and x. Now, once again, you might want to use your calculator for the factors of 36. You want to make sure you identify all factors. Just knowing, say, 1 and 36 and 2 and 18, that's not going to be good enough because those factors aren't going to work for this problem. So you have to know all of them. You want to identify all of them. So we know we need 3 and 12. We know there's also 4 and 9. And of course, 36 is a perfect square, guys, so 6 and 6. Now, we're looking for 9 when we subtract. So 36 minus 1 is 35. 18 minus 2 is 16, so none of those work. 12 minus 3, that's what gives us our 9. Therefore, smaller number goes first, larger number goes second. Now, to take it back to the area part of the problem, you will get credit for this, but to get full credit, you do have to identify the length and width. Well, guys, just quick review. Area of all rectangles is length times width. So you're multiplying 2 things. Well, keep in mind, guys, in order to get the product of a trinomial, you have to multiply 2 binomials. So here are the binomials you multiply. If you were to multiply these 2 binomials with FOIL, you will absolutely get your product of x squared plus 9x minus 36. Well, We have a length and a width. So here's your length and here is your width. And that's it. Simple. Full credit on the Regents when it comes up, and they use this question quite a bit. So guys, that's it for factoring trinomials with subtraction, okay? Any questions, please email me below, all right? Also, comment below on what you liked, what you didn't like, what you possibly might want to see. Subscribe, like, and share. And as always, guys, stay safe, you, your family, and your friends, and I will see you guys on the next lesson.